Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about the one thing that's been secretly holding you back without you even realizing it.
Have you ever felt like someone undervalued you, and then watched that same person fight to get you back? This isn't about revenge. It's about that moment when you realize there was something about you they couldn't ignore, something that left them speechless. And the craziest part, you didn't even know you had it. Today I want to talk about that side of you. The side you hide, the side you underestimate, the side that, when it shows up, changes everything. Here's the truth. Most of us were taught to be easy to love, to not create problems, to be understanding, to give another chance, to forgive quickly, to not ask for too much. And you know what happens? We become invisible. Not because we're not interesting, but because we hide the part of us that makes waves, the part that has opinions, the part that doesn't accept just anything, the part that knows its own worth. Have you done this? Have you ever made yourself smaller to fit into someone else's relationship? I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm saying you're human. And when we love, we want to be loved back. So we try, we adjust, we make it easy. But there's a problem with that. The easier you become, the less interesting you are. Let me explain what happens in someone's mind when you always say yes. When you're predictable, too understanding, always available, that you become comfortable. And comfort is the opposite of desire. Desire comes from uncertainty, from surprise, from not knowing exactly how you'll react, from feeling like you could walk away at any moment, from realizing you have a life that doesn't revolve around them. Now, I'm not saying you need to play games. I'm not saying you need to fake disinterest. I'm saying you need to stop suppressing who you really are, because there's a side of you that people don't expect. A side that scares them a little, that challenges, that doesn't accept crumbs, that doesn't stay quiet when something's wrong. And that side is magnetic. Think about it. The people who impacted you most in life, were they the predictable ones? Were they the ones who always agreed with you? Or were they the ones who challenged you, who made you think, who didn't let you get too comfortable? That's it. That's the side they never expected from you. I was talking to a woman recently. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah had been in a relationship for 3 years. And for 3 years, she bent herself into shapes trying to be what he needed. He worked late. She understood. He forgot plans. She was flexible. He didn't introduce her to his friends. She didn't push. And slowly, she felt herself disappearing. One day, something shifted. She didn't plan it. She didn't strategize. She just stopped. Stopped waiting. Stopped explaining herself. Stopped making excuses for him. She started saying no. She made plans without checking with him first. She stopped texting back immediately. Not because she was playing a game, but because she was actually busy living her life. And something interesting happened. He noticed. For the first time in months, he actually looked at her. He started asking questions. Where are you going? Who are you with? Why didn't you tell me? She wasn't being mean. She wasn't being cold. She was just being herself. The full version, the version that had boundaries, standards, a life. And it shocked him, because he'd never seen that side of her before.
So, how do you access this side of yourself? The side that commands respect without demanding it? The side that's magnetic without trying to be? Strategy 1. Stop explaining yourself. Here's what happens when you over-explain. You give people a roadmap to dismiss your feelings. When you say, I can't see you tonight because I'm tired and I've had a long week and I really need to rest, you're inviting negotiation. You're saying, here are my reasons, please approve them. But when you simply say, I can't tonight, but I'd love to see you Thursday, you're stating a fact. You're not asking for permission to have boundaries. People respect clarity. They don't respect justification. Example, next time you can't do something, try this. That doesn't work for me. Full stop. Watch how differently people respond when you don't give them ammunition to argue with. Strategy 2. Have a life they can't predict. This is not about making someone jealous. This is about being genuinely invested in your own life. The psychology here is simple. When someone knows your entire schedule, when they know you're always available, when they know you're waiting for them, you become background noise. But when you have things going on, when you're excited about your own plans, when you're not always reachable, you become interesting again. Example, start one new thing this week. A class, a project, a hobby, something that's yours. Something that makes you unavailable sometimes. Not for them, for you. Strategy 3. Let them see you're not afraid to walk away. This is the big one, and it's the hardest. Most people stay in situations that hurt them because they're more afraid of being alone than they are of being undervalued. But here's what happens when you truly internalize that you'd rather be alone than disrespected. You become unshakable. You don't threaten. You don't issue ultimatums. You simply know in your bones that you're okay either way. And people feel that. They feel when you're no longer holding on desperately. They feel when you've become someone who chooses them, not someone who needs them. Example. Practice this thought. I want this, but I don't need this. Say it when you're anxious. Say it when you're tempted to chase. Say it until you believe it. Strategy 4. Show the edge. You know that thing you think? That opinion you have? That boundary you want to set? That frustration you feel? Say it. Not cruelly. Not aggressively. But honestly. People are drawn to authenticity. Even when it's uncomfortable. Especially when it's uncomfortable. Because authentic means real. And real means you're not performing. You're not trying to be what they want. You're just you. Example. Next time something bothers you, instead of swallowing it, try. Can I be honest about something? This doesn't feel good to me. Watch what happens when you speak your truth calmly. Strategy 5. Stop rewarding bad behavior. If someone shows up late and you're just happy they showed up, you've taught them that your time doesn't matter. If someone treats you poorly and you immediately forgive and forget, you've taught them there are no consequences. I'm not talking about punishment. I'm talking about natural consequences. When someone disappoints you, you pull back a little. Not dramatically. Not to teach them a lesson. But because that's what people naturally do when they're hurt. Example. If someone cancels on you last minute, don't immediately suggest another time. Say okay and let them come back to you. Let them feel what it's like when you're not chasing. Here's what most people don't understand about relationships. The version of you that tries to be perfect, that tries to be easy, that tries to never rock the boat, that's not the version people fall in love with. People fall in love with the full version, the complicated version, the version that has bad days, the version that says, actually no, the version that doesn't always understand, the version that challenges them, because that version is real, and real is rare. Think about the people you're most drawn to in your life. Are they perfect? No. They're interesting. They're unpredictable. They have edges. They have opinions. They have lives that don't revolve around you. That's what makes them magnetic. You have that too. You've just been hiding it. So here's what I want you to remember. That side of you that you've been suppressing. The side that has standards, boundaries, a life of its own. The side that doesn't accept less than what you deserve. That's not your difficult side. That's your powerful side. And when you let it show, when you stop apologizing for taking up space, when you stop making yourself smaller to make someone else comfortable, everything changes. Not because you've changed who you are, but because you've stopped hiding who you've always been. And that's the side that will leave them speechless. That's the side they never expected. That's the side they can't forget. The question is, are you ready to let them see it? As someone completely undervalued you? Like you gave your all, but they just didn't see your worth?